Hello, Big Brother fans. This is the episode review of the final episode, episode number 29 of season 13 of Big Brother. Oh my goodness, I can't believe it's over and done with. Seriously. It seemed to go very fast this year for some reason. I don't know why. So we start out with them back on the mixer for part 1, HOH. And Porsche is saying in her diary room entry that she needs to win, even though she has a final 2 deal with Rachel. And then they cut to Rachel, and Rachel says, I don't trust Porsche, so I need to win. Adam fell off at about the 28-minute mark, and Porsche fell off at about the 46-minute mark. And Rachel gave a total thumbs up, and the smile, the way her face lit up was just, it was perfect. She was just so happy without, you know, that rub it in your face kind of happiness that sometimes they do. And she has done in the past. And when they as they were getting ready to get out, Rachel offered to help Porsche get out, and I think Porsche told her something like, oh, screw you, you know, kind of jokingly. And then she says, I'm stuck in the butter, and Adam had to pull her out. What the heck? Then it was announced during going to commercial break that Rachel is going to be on the talk. Because, I mean, you know, it says the winner is going to be on the talk. And for Michael, if you're watching this in a timely manner, set your DVR because, well, you watched the show. Rhoda is going to be on. That should be very fun. So on to part 2 of the HOH, which was a tank. This is the HOH competition in which Adam and Porsche had to square off because Rachel was guaranteed her part by winning the first HOH competition. It was a tank that they had to dive into, find the face of the past contestants, and put them in the order in which they were an HOH. And it looked like it was not very easy. But it seemed like it actually was for Porsche because she did it in 3 minutes and 50 seconds, whereas it took Adam 6 minutes and 3 seconds because he had a wardrobe malfunction and in a fit threw his goggles and then had to go back and go get them in order to finish competing. So Porsche wins part 2 of the HOH, and so that would mean that Rachel and Porsche would have to square off live on TV. And then we cut to the jury house in which they were going to sit down and discuss their reasons for voting for who. And when he saw Jordan walk in, started screaming yes, yes, and I'm like, dang, I mean, I know he was, like, yeah, my woman is still in there, but come on, that was so totally uncool, not even cool. When the jury was going over everything, it was kind of like chaos. I mean, they were just like, it didn't seem like any of them could really come together with anything. Someone said that Adam played the game from the minute he walked in, and then Danielle said that he has created a new term, which would be piggybacker. I don't know. I mean, you can do a social game from the minute you walk in, but I don't know. If you're playing from the minute you come in, you're playing. You know what I'm saying? And it's like he didn't do crap. I'm just saying. When he started screaming he wants to come back for an All-Stars, I say enough with the All-Stars. Enough with the All-Stars. Enough with the old people. I think even, what is it called? America's Next Top Model has brought back, I think it started tonight, and they have brought back all old people who haven't won. And it's just like, come on now. They've had their turn. Let other people get in and have their chance, and enough with the All-Stars. And, nowadays, reality stars being called, stars, or, it's just stretching it, When he said All-Stars, I kind of wanted to vomit just a tiny bit in my mouth because, I don't know. I just didn't respect his gameplay. I mean, if he had started winning before, there were like 2 people in the house. You know what I'm saying? It's like, you know, maybe, but I don't know. And then his just going back and forth. Oh, well, I'll talk about that a little bit later. Oh, Lord, this is going to be long. Someone mentioned that Porsche didn't play until day 50. I think that was Jordan. But then Kalia said she won when she had to. Very true. I can give her that. I can respect her for that. She did pull it through when she did have to, and as she says, why would she want to go out there and put a target in your back? I understand that. But you know, you can compete and you can win, you know, the HOHs so that you can at least create your destiny, so that you're not, you know, totally having to run back and forth or depend on Danielle to win everything for you and make the decisions and whatnot. I think they said that they spent almost the entire, you know, several minutes talking about Rachel and how horrible she was and how terribly she treated people, but they did mention that she did indeed kill in the competitions. Danielle said that she floated going to each HOH, and I'm thinking, how did, you know, she needs to redefine in her head what a floater is, because you know, if Rachel was going to, you know, whoever the HOH or whatever, mostly the reason she was doing that is because she'd already won the HOH before and couldn't compete in the next one. So yeah, she had to make nicey nice with whoever was the next person in control, just as every other person in the house did. That to me is not the definition of a floater. The definition of a floater is someone that just goes by, doesn't win a thing, just sits around all summer long and smiles at people and, you know, becomes their best friend and cooks and cleans and, you know, does their social game but doesn't win a thing and doesn't make any moves, and that's a floater to me. HOH Part 3, what they had to do was answer what the jury members, how the jury members would have answered the questions, and I gotta admit, I didn't do much better than, you know, the girls. I did get 1 or 2 of them more than I think Rachel did, but not a whole lot better. It was kind of hard because they gave you 2 answers and you went, oh, that one, and then they give you the next answer and you're like, oh, that one, you know. So yes, Rachel won that one, and that meant that she was the final HOH and that she was indeed in charge of her own destiny. At that point, she decided to choose Porsche over Adam. And so I started thinking about this in my head as, you know, what was going on in the game. Do you think that Porsche threw that final HOH? So that it would ensure Adam's vote, because I think Adam said that to both, well, actually he didn't tell Rachel that, but he did tell Porsche, if you don't take me, I'll vote for her, you know, kind of threatening. But do you think that because she knew that she had a final 2 with Rachel, that she just went ahead and threw it and made Rachel the bad guy, the baddie? Because, you know, if it had come down to his vote, like he said it would, that he would be the deciding vote, you know, do you think she would have? I don't know. It's interesting. Adam's speech totally picked Porsche up and threw her well under that bus. It was awful. Seriously, it was quite classic though. But then, as he left, she was talking to Rachel and saying, "Oh, that was kind of rude." Yeah, it was. You know, it's like he wanted to be there in the end, not you. When he was throwing her under the bus, he was saying, you know, oh yeah, she was with you, but, you know, when you weren't in control and the newbies were in control, she was with us. And then, you know, now that, you know, at the very, very end, when there's a possibility, now she's all of a sudden your friend again. He himself failed to point out that he himself did the very same thing. You know, he was with the vets from the very beginning, but then, oops, when they started slipping and it looked like, you know, that his floating was going to be in jeopardy, he hurried and jumped back over to the newbies, you know, whatever. I loved Rachel's final, final speech, saying that yes, indeed, I did have my fiance, but that the minute I walked into the door, I had the biggest target on my back. True. Hello, horrible, horrible personality. Yeah, you had the target on your back, and yes, you were able to pull it through, and congratulations to you, actually. When Adam was doing his interview with Julie, I mean, he was hard to control. He was just like everywhere in her camera space, and then as she's doing her thing to go to break, he breaks off and he starts running up into the audience and hugging his family. So now this is before he's put his votes in. Okay, if you'll think back, I can't even remember what season it was, but there was a time when they had to exit their building and walk out amongst the crowd and walk into another building for the finale. And remember when a family member hugged, I believe it was a girl, but the family member hugs this girl and passed vital information that influenced, could influence voting. I was thinking that same thing. It was like deja vu, it's like his family could have been, saying, so-and-so, blah, 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 vote this way or whatever. But, I mean, I'm sure they didn't, but I just thought that it was poor, handling on CBS's part to kind of control the craziness. Rachel should have pointed out when she was doing her final speech that she opened, we all know that she did it partially for reasons that were all for Rachel. But if she had been smart, she would have thought about for trying to solidify a vote from Adam by saying that she opened the Pandora's box so that he could meet his idol, Tori Spelling. That was a total fail on her part. She really should have thought of that and really worked that out. But it didn't matter, because she won without his vote. Danielle's parting blow with Rachel. It's good. It's a good thing that it's not a social game. Yawn. Get over it. Even Shelly, who was next, said it's a game. Yes, it's a game. She got over it, and she, as much as she disliked Rachel, voted for her to win. So, Danielle, you need to grow up. You need to, you need to get over it. She just always has seemed so angry throughout this entire time. Yeah. If they do an All-Stars ever again, God forbid, I really would like to see her by herself without her dad try to play this game. At the end, Adam continued with his excuses, saying that if I didn't throw the goggles, if I didn't smoke, I got the 4 answers correct, and blah, blah, blah. Even if he didn't throw the goggles, there was still a 2-minute and 10-second difference, and I somehow doubt that getting out of the tank, running to get the goggles, and getting back in the tank took 2 minutes and 10 seconds. So, come on now, give Porsche her due, right? So last but not least, America's favorite house guest went to Jeff. I'm really surprised with that one, considering how big a jerk he was all season long. He was kind of jerky-son. And, yeah. So congratulations to Rachel for being the winner of $500,000, and Porsche for winning $50,000, Jeff for winning $25,000, and then everybody else, with all the money that they won and the competitions in between it all, they all come out quite big, winners in the end. I had one person, sorry, too much talking. I had one person ask, what other shows do you watch? And, because I had talked about the possibility of talking reality. I watch a lot of reality. And I tried to think about it, things that I watch. I watched Flipping Out, which I think just came to a season conclusion. I watch, I have been trying to catch the Jersey Housewives, but for some reason, I just cannot get that right. oh, there's just so many. So maybe what I'll do is, as new ones come up, like you know, I just said America's Next Top Model starts. I usually watch that. I guess as new ones come up, I'll come in and I'll see if there's anybody that really wants to talk about it. I do watch Project Runway. That is already underway, but I'd love to spew about that one as well. Yeah, I'm just going through my TV guide to see what else there is. I do watch other things, you know, like Storage Wars and American Pickers, Sister Pickers, that, you know, all that kind of goofy stuff. But like I said, I'll come on, and if a new one starts and anyone is interested in discussing or, you know, talking about it, we'll come back and we'll do it. I will be leaving in about 2 weeks on vacation, so if anything new starts up, I'll of course be missing it while I'm away. But until next summer, Big Brother fans, we'll see you with a whole new crew. Please, CBS gods, give us new flesh. See ya.